Hello everyone and welcome to, well, our first setup tour. Now, I am not very good at this whole in real life camera thing, so bear with me. We're just gonna get right into it, otherwise I'll ramble for God knows how long. So we'll start over here. So, microphone is a Yeti Nano, basically big Yeti, just smaller. Pop filter on it is literally, as you can tell, with a little bit of redneck engineering, zip tied into place, because I literally could not find I wanted a style like that because that's about the only one I found that will actually avoid the pops, and or at least does a better job than the stupid foam ones that sit on top. Can't stand those. So I bought that one. It just barely missed from getting the actual like metal like screw and bolt to clamp on, so I'm like, fuck it, zip tie. Headphones are Razer Nori Essential, which are basically just like, I think the Walmart like slightly cheaper version of the Noris, if I remember right. They're fully wireless. I don't use the microphone because big microphone, so I'm not that worried about that. The headphone stand is the IKEA like $4 one, because I went to IKEA and that is where I got the desk, which is a 55-inch. Oh god, I gotta look at the cheat sheet. However the hell you pronounce. Oh god, I click buttons. Oh Jesus. It's the Lagkapaten plus the Adele's legs. The only reason it's gray, which I know kind of looks out of place with the white and black theme that I have going on, is because I thought I bought a black one and turns out I didn't, which is always nice. But that's my luck. It turned out okay. I actually like it. It's like a metallic silver, which is kind of nice. Google is right there. I'm trying not to make it turn on because she's a bitch when she does. Keyboard is a Corsair K68, right? Yes. It is Cherry MX Reds because that's just it's kind of the middle ground. I didn't want blues because blues are the ones that are really clicky, and this one's already loud enough and the mic picks it up sometimes, so don't need anything louder than that interrupting videos. That is a Xbox Series X controller, or like the new revamp of the Xbox Series 1 controller. The mouse is a Corsair M65 Pro RGB. I have it set to blue just because I refuse to reinstall the Corsair IQ software. It's been like that literally since I bought the mouse in 2017. I installed the software, set the RGB, made all my settings, saved them to the mouse, and deactivated and uninstalled the software entirely because it kept making games stutter and shit. It was weird. We'll go right on to tablet, or technically Chromebook, which I know what you're thinking. Oh, Chrome OS. It's not. If you have realistic expectations, it's fine. This is the Chromebook, or Lenovo Chromebook Duet, which I bought last June, I think, for like $270. So it's been perfect. It's a 10-inch LCD panel, or an LED. I don't think it's not the OLED model, I know that, but it's perfect for on the go for like school and stuff. And plus, when you have a beast like that, you don't really need it. It does have a detachable keyboard. Let me grab that. Yes, I'm sitting in my chair because I'm lazy and there's not a whole lot of room to walk. So yeah, full keyboard, mouse support, all that. It's trackpad's the big thing, like setup wise, that this does is it runs Sim Dashboard, which is my button box for both LSPDFR and for, if I can find it, all the way up here at the top, ATS, which that's all my 8 million buttons for ATS that I kind of forget about. Though I have way more desk space now. Like my old desk was literally half the size of this, so that'll make a huge difference when it comes to using the wheel. Plus I have plenty of leg room now because there's not a like cabinets and shit. I didn't need all that. What else do we have like desk wise? that I can talk about. Oh, the monitor arm, which is a double monitor arm. The reason why it is off center on the desk is because it, in order to have this centered and this one off where it was, I had to make the stand off center, which drives me only a little bit nuts with my OCD, but it's not that bad. I can get over it. I guess we'll get right into monitors, which I definitely need my cheat sheet for. This is a 24-inch LG Ultra Gear 1080p 144 Hz refresh rate, which if you haven't tried over 60 Hz refresh rates, monitors, phones, whatever, you'll never want to go back to just a 60 Hz monitor. That's what this one is, and the difference is night and day. I mean, seriously. This is a FreeSync panel, which is great because I run an AMD graphics card, so it works flawless with that. That's why when I do get frame drops, I don't notice them, not nearly as much as I would on a 60 Hz non-FreeSync panel. I'd get screen tearing and jitter and all that shit. With that, this monitor here is just literally a generic LG 22-inch full 1080p monitor. Its job is to display Spotify and OBS. And literally that's it. There is nothing else this monitor does. Like, every now and then I use it for school, but I mean, even with that, it's usually when I'm using it for school, it's because of Spotify. I am going to go through apps and programs that I run on a daily, but I'll probably screen record that and switch over the microphone on the desktop, so I'm not going to go over that now. What we will get into is my favorite part of the whole setup, and you can see the wheel over there, which we'll go over that in a second, and mount Kilimanjaro boxes. This is what I call Project Whiteout, is what I decided to name it. It is a Ryzen 5 3600, 16 gigs of DDR4 at 3200 mega transfers. See, I've been watching LTT lately. It's no longer megahertz, it's mega transfers per second. And a RX 570, I say 570 very loosely, because it is legitimately the fastest RX 570 in the US, and also in the world. According to Userbench, it is literally top of the class. And that is thanks to a modded BIOS, a extreme overclock. I'm running it's almost running at 1.5 gigahertz, just shy, and stock is 1.2, so it's way up there. It's just about equal with a RX 580 4 gig. That's the only bad thing, it's only got 4 gigs of VRAM, which new titles, that becomes an issue. What I play mostly doesn't really notice yet, but you can't buy a new graphics card right now anyway, so I'm not that incredibly worried about it. The case is from Mustex, is what I'm going to go with. I bought it last November, and it is my favorite case I've ever owned. It is perfect. Hands down. I am a little pissed off at myself because, see, controller, all these fans go to an RGB controller in the back, run off a remote. No extra software, killing FPS and using CPU processes. So if I want red, it's red. Green. Auto does rainbow puke, which I cannot stand. And then when I first bought the case, I really wanted white LEDs. Now this is in music mode, so it's got a microphone. That was the only way I could get white LEDs. There's nothing on the remote for the color white. Until literally last week, I was sitting here and I was talking and I was holding down the music button. Hold down the fucking music button, it goes to solid white light. A year and I've been wanting white lights in this case. I was getting ready literally on Amazon to buy a different RGB controller, because this has a pass-through that you can, if you want to use your motherboard, software, you can, but I was going to buy this motherboard. Doesn't have it for some reason. It's got the 4-pin, which is 12 and 5 volt RGB for some reason, instead of the standard 3-pin. Don't know what Gigabyte was thinking, but that's what they did. Who knows? I don't work for them. All I know is this case is very pretty too. It is all tempered glass. It is not that hard to keep clean, like surprisingly, especially with these assholes and another asshole dog and 3 asshole cats running around, and liking the cats like to sit their asses up on top of there. They don't last up there very long until I find them. So that is that. I love the white lights in this thing, man. It looks so much better. Now over here, that is my literally ancient Driving Force Pro, Logitech Driving Force Pro. Basically, it's a Logitech G25 with a slightly smaller rim, so steering wheel, and a few more buttons, and the sequential shifter, and not a H pattern, and no clutch on the pedals. But other than that, it works perfectly still to this day. And if I wanted to, I can mod it and make it even better, but I don't feel the need for what I use it for. This is pretty much every single electronic device in my house right now where its box goes. So you got the Google Home or Google Nest display, the hub back there. I just bought for the living room. Got 800 Google Home Minis because I keep getting offers from Google to buy them for like $10. The phone I'm recording this on is the Pixel 3a XL. Great phone even in 2022 now, though it is getting ready for an upgrade, though it is running custom firmware now with a little bit of modification that has helped it. That is my first graphics card. It is still in the box. It's probably worth $100 sitting there right now. The RX 560 is in the downstairs home theater slash 5M server rig, which is something we'll talk about when we get over to the desktop. And then all the other boxes and shit from everything I've bought over the last couple years. I can't remember, I just saw the box for it. I can't remember what CPU cooler that is. It's the one that Jay's 2 cents tested out. It was like $23. And it outperforms like a Hyper 212 Evo. Like, the CPU is sitting at, focus, 38 degrees C right now. GPU is at 55 because I've got the fan off. Actually, they just kicked on. It's on 0 RPM mode, so when it hits 60 degrees, it turns the fans on and cools it down to 50, and then the fans kick off, and it sits there nice and quiet. So that is this. Oh, I almost forgot because it was in the B-roll. That is my Bond clock that I got for Christmas. My mom got me for Christmas last year. It's a either laser cut or water cut. It's a record, and it's some Russian record. I have no idea, but it's just a record that was laser cut. They put a one of those like Hobby Lobby clock things that you can buy in it, and it's perfect. Like I love it. Bond's my favorite movie series. If you can't tell, that's Forza Horizon 5 screenshot. Amazing game. Will be more on the channel. All right, let's go ahead and flip over to the desktop now. Give me just a second. Alright, I literally clicked stop record to switch over to the desktop and all that to show off those apps, and I realized I forgot something I wanted to show off. That'd be my watch, which is a Misfit Vapor X. It has built-in heart rate monitor, all that, normal stuff. It runs Android Wear OS 2.0. It's not the new 3.0 version. I'm hoping it gets updated to it, though I'm kind of losing hope because Misfit, I think, went under, which it's basically just a Fossil. Fossil Gen 5, I think. It's the same version as what this is, but swappable bands. I have a metal band that I normally wear on this, but I swapped to the normal rubber one because it's way softer. You can see the temperature outside, which is not that bad considering it was 20 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. I have no clue what that is in non-freedom units. I think it's -8, no, something negative. I know it's below 0 in Celsius, so I don't know what that converts to, but anyway, now we can go and look at all the desktop stuff. Okay, so we have OBS going now, and it is display capturing only my one monitor, so I'm going to go ahead and drag OBS because I want to show how I have my OBS set up. I have my desktop audio and my microphone. They are, if you go to advanced, they are set to run in dual or different channels, so that's how I keep my microphone audio separated. I run a limiter on the microphone, that way it doesn't go over a -5 decibels, which seems to be the sweet spot for YouTube to be happy. I record at 150 megabit per second at H.265. So basically that would be equivalent to running 300 megabit per second H.264. I am using the AMD encoder, but it is using a new plugin that's being developed called Stream Effects that is improving it massively and has been. I run a variable bitrate, so it'll go all the way up to 1800 kilobit per second or 180 megabit per second, whichever you want to call it. And then there's a couple other little odds and ends that I've changed. There's the audio and stuff. That's also where you can see that it's recording just track 2 and track 3. Track 1 is for streaming, which another thing that is going to hopefully come here soon. I have OBS all set up and ready to go and the internet to handle it now, so I'm super excited to get into that. Hopefully I get the actual game stable enough for streaming. That's the big thing right now. Okay, everyday things and apps that I use. Favorite ones, of course, are Discord, Steam. I don't think there's a person on earth that don't have either of those anymore. I swear, everyone has Discord. Something that is related to audio, I run Voicemeter Banana, which is what lets me separate Discord audio, music, and stuff like that to a different track or different source input. That way I can mute it. So if I'm playing ATS, I can listen to music through my headphones, but it won't be on stream or on the recording, which is always nice. And it lets me, if I do multiplayer, I can cut out the Discord audio and use raw audio from the other person. That way it sounds way better and doesn't have any, if internet cuts out or, Discord glitches and robotic voice and shit like that. So highly recommend that. It is a little bit CPU intensive, but if you've got, Ryzen 5 or, Ryzen 7, 9, whatever, or Intel equivalent, you shouldn't really notice it, and it's definitely worth it. Speaking of performance, the Ryzen 5 3600 I have is not exactly stock. It's overclocked to 4.25 gigahertz right now, just because of some weird issues I've been having. I think it's the power delivery on the motherboard just can't handle it. As you can see, it's no shab. It's not too shabby, especially in comparison to my old CPU, which was the FX 6300 down here, which scored a 504. This scored 1609, which is not bad. And then on R20, it'll score a 3815 all day. And you can see the stock numbers are about 3400. So definitely worth to overclock on these. So let's close those. No, we don't want to save that because it won't work. So what else we got? Sim dashboard. If it'll open. Yep, there it is. This is the app that the tablet talks to. So if you go under games, you can see there's literally a shitload of games, including from some 2022. It just got updated to that. I will say, I forgot to mention this. Ooh, don't look at my IP address. The only downside to it is it's only available on Android devices. And for me, that's not a downside because that's all I run. So Android devices, Chrome OS, tablets, because they can run Android apps. And unfortunately, it is not available on iOS, so no iPad, nothing like that. I'm guessing just because of how it actually communicates on or through the local network and stuff. I'm guessing there's some Apple limitations there, and that's why they haven't done it, because it's a popular app and it's not free. I should have mentioned that earlier. I forgot to. It's pricey for the full pro version. It was, I think, the most expensive in-app purchase I've ever made. I can't find the price. I looked before I started recording, so you'll have to just download it and see what the full version is. I want to say it was $15 almost after tax. I could be wrong. I'll see if I can find the receipt and add it in editing, but what else do we have? All right, I remembered what I wanted to do. I wanted to flex my internet speeds a little bit, just because my old house out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, Ohio, literally 10 megabit, if I could speak English, 10 megabit per second download and like 3 megabits per second upload. So for me to upload my videos, which are anywhere from December 8 gigs to upwards of 11, depending on the length of the video, because of doing 4K at 60 megabit per or 68 megabit per second, I think is what I'm up to now, which is like the sweet spot I found, and then a lot of testing. Speaking of storage, I didn't mention that when I was talking about the actual computer. There's just shy of 3 terabytes of combination of SSD and hard drive storage. So that's why I can hoard videos and games and mods. And God, everyone makes fun of me because I hoard GTA mods like a hoarder hoards, newspaper that's been, from 50 years ago. I have mods. Okay, there was a great hard drive crash of 2019 that I lost a lot of stuff from like 2019 before. So I have pretty much everything I've ever downloaded from 2019 or end of 2019, beginning of about middle of 2019, actually, if I remember right. Onward, I have, which is a whopping, oh God. Oh Jesus. I didn't know it was that much. It's still going up. Why is it? Oh no. Oh, it's 221 gigs worth of GTA 5 mods downloaded on this computer. Yeah, I might have a problem. But I'm the one that everyone asks, hey, do you have this? Do you have that? Because when a mod gets removed, you can't download it anymore. And well, I have a shitload of especially cars. I keep car mods like they're going out of style because people keep removing them. You get angry people because, the LSPDFR forums are sometimes not the greatest things to deal with. So yeah, they end up removing the mods and then you can't download them anymore. And a lot of them are like really, really good. It's always the really good high quality models are the ones that end up going bye-bye. And it sucks. So that's why I hoard them. Because I'm going through and rebuilding my game after some texture loss issues with some of the DLC packs that I was using. I'm going back to non-DLC cars, except for the Highway Patrol pack. And I will say this, we were going back to Ohio themed. So I have the Highway Patrol pack and my Sheriff skin pack on a couple new cars. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, I think that's everything on this rig. Now we're going to go ahead and open up TeamViewer, which is TeamViewer is a remote desktop application. You can't tell that I haven't recorded a video in over a month, have you? Can you? See? Fucked it up. So this is a home theater PC. So it basically acts as a mini NAS. I've started converting some of our DVDs to files that aren't on streaming services and stuff like that. So if they're on a streaming service, I don't bother converting the DVD, but I have a couple movies and shit, and especially home videos and stuff that I want to convert over to digital. So that's what this computer's for. And it's also found a new purpose as a 5M server machine, because this is my old machine. Basically, as of June of last year, this is basically what my computer was. And that's why I built this one. So it's a AMD FX 6300, which is a 3-core 6-thread processor. Despite what AMD will tell you, it's 6-core 6-thread. No, it is 3 cores, 6 threads. It has 16 gigs of RAM and an RX 560 that is actually a rebranded RX 460, which don't even get me started on that whole fiasco and finding that out. That was disappointing. So 5M server, I've got 3 different servers I run off of it. I have my 5PD server, my 5PD server with the Liberty City map mod, which does work. And like all the 5PD callouts and everything work in Liberty City. And then we have the new one that is probably going to go public here soon, which is the JB Gaming free roam server, which is where I'm going to start installing all of my car mods, like my car review mods, to that 5M server, reviewing them in that 5M server, and then when I release the video, if you don't want to go and, try to figure out how to install it or don't know how to install the car mod yourself, you can literally just download 5M, open it up, go to the server, hop in, and check out the model or the car mods right there in that server. So that's just an idea I came up with one day, and I'm like, that actually sounds like it might work and might be, helpful to those that aren't sure about, installing mods and stuff. Give them a chance to experience it for themselves. So that is coming very, 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 very soon. So I think that's everything software-wise that I run. I made sure to open up anything I wanted to share. So we are going to go ahead and end this video off here. Fuck it. I wasn't going to do this, but we'll do it. Alright guys, I was not going to show my face. You've seen it if you watched, I think, the 500 subs special and did face cam, but it's not very often I show my face because I'm insecure about my teeth, acne scars, shit like that, so not very often that I show my face. So this is the old room setup and shit. There's some doggies back there that are passed out because it's 12:41 at night because I'm a night owl and they literally only time I can record is after dark. So anyway, that's enough rambling for me. I want to thank you all for 700 subs, which happened while I didn't upload any videos for a month, so I have no idea why. I don't know why 700 of you have decided to watch this idiot be really bad at video games, especially LSPDFR. I'm not the best LSPDFR YouTuber out there. There are better ones out there that are way more realistic, but for some reason people like it. So as long as you guys still like it, I'm going to keep doing it. Anyway, take care. I'll see you all in the next one. That is my bod. Ugh. I just choked on my own spit. Suzy. Well, this. I'm sorry, Rue. I did not mean to wake you up.